Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I'm Carol and I'm glad to have you here. Please consider subscribing. Today I'm going to be bringing you a fun video to celebrate the month of love. I went on a mission to try to find something fun to can up in February, and it is the doldrums of winter for many of us, so it's kind of hard to find fresh things to can. But I was on the Ball Canning website and they have a recipe for canning up cherry pie filling using frozen cherries, and I thought, how perfect. It's something sweet, something red, and it would be something really fun to do in the dead of winter to celebrate the month of love. So we're going to be canning this up, and light of full disclosure, I have not canned this recipe before, so we're going to be canning it together. So I'll give you my thoughts on it once we get it all canned up, but we're going to kind of work through it together in this video. Now, before I start the recipe, I do want to say the recipe, the amounts that they give makes 8-pint jars. That's a lot, really, for just me. So I'm going to cut the recipe in half. So the amounts that I'm going to be using are half of the recipe. But I will make sure to link the website, the Ball Canning website, so that you can look at the original amounts, but they'll just be double of what I'm using. So the original recipe calls for 15 cups of frozen red tart cherries. So I have 7.5 cups of red tart cherries. They want you to thaw them in the refrigerator for 24 hours, so they need to be thawed when you use them. 3.5 cups of sugar, or half the recipe is going to be 1 3/4 cup of sugar. You need 1 cup of clear gel for the full recipe, or obviously a half a cup in my case. A half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon if you want to use that, or 1/4 teaspoon if you're making half of the recipe, and then 1/4 cup of bottled lemon juice. And yes, we do need to use bottled lemon juice here, not fresh. So for cutting the recipe in half, I'm going to be using 1/8 cup. So a few things. First of all, they only give instructions for canning this up in pints, so I do not have guidelines for canning this in quarts. The other thing is, this recipe was tested for cherries, and I know I'm going to get the question, can I use other fruits? The truth is, I don't know. As far as I know, this was just tested for cherries, so I don't know how it would work out for other fruits, or if you would need to add more lemon juice for safety, or if you would need to use more clear gel. So I'm not sure about doing it with other fruits. Clear gel. You do need to use the Cook type clear gel. I buy mine on Amazon. I will leave a link in the description box below so you can easily find it. There are 2 types. There's instant clear gel and there's Cook type. You want to make sure you are using the Cook type clear gel. Clear gel is a modified food starch that has been proven and tested to be safe for home canning. So make sure you are using the right thing. We cannot thicken the pie filling with any other thickeners like cornstarch or flour or anything like that, but it is safe to use the Cook type clear gel. A few notes in case you have never worked with clear gel before for home canned pie fillings. It tends to swell a lot during the canning process. So the guideline states a 1-inch headspace, but you are going to want to make sure that you use a very generous 1-inch headspace, or even 1.5 inches, because it does swell a lot. And one of the problems people have with canning pie filling is it does like to ooze out, and it while it's being processed, and it can prevent your lids from sealing. So make sure you are using a very generous 1 to 1.5 inch headspace. That's going to be really important for processing. We talked about the bottled lemon juice. The other thing that I'm going to be adding, this is totally optional, but I'm going to be adding it, cherry goes beautifully with almond flavoring. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of Di Serono to my cherry pie filling just to elevate it a little bit. You don't have to use the alcohol. If you wanted to, you could use another liqueur. You could use cherry vodka or something else to enhance the flavor if you'd like. If you want to stick with the almond flavor without the alcohol part, you could use a teaspoon of almond extract just to just to elevate the flavor a little bit, just a little bit of something in the background. That is totally fine to do. If you are not a drinker, you don't make cocktails or whatever, you can get these small bottles if you do want to add the Di Serono or another liquor to your, or liqueur to your cherry pie filling. They do have these smaller bottles, which are perfect for a project like this. Another thing I want to mention for those of you, I know I have a lot of people who are empty nesters and there's just one or two of you. So to make a cherry pie, I found these cute little 6-inch pie plates on Amazon, and I will leave a link to them in the description box below. They are stainless steel and they are fantastic for making a pie that just serves one or two. So keep that in mind as well. The process is pretty simple. Like I said, they want you to thaw your cherries for 24 hours in your refrigerator, so this recipe requires a little bit of planning ahead of time. Once they are thawed, we are going to drain them with a colander set over top of a bowl. We want to collect 8 cups of juice for the full recipe, around 4 cups of juice for the half recipe. Just know you're only going to use half of that liquid in your recipe. So if you're doing the full recipe, you're only going to need 4 of the 8 cups. If you are having the recipe with me, you're only going to need 2 of the 4 cups that you're collecting. So make sure you don't use all of the juice you collect, or you will have very runny cherry pie filling. So once you let your cherries drain, then it's just fast and furious. So you want to make sure you have your canner, your jars, and your lids all ready. You're going to whisk together the cherry liquid, the sugar, the clear gel, the cinnamon in a large saucepan, and we're just going to bring it to a boil, and then you boil that for a bit, and then you stir in, gently fold in the cherries, and then you're ready for processing. So it's pretty fast and furious. But it does require some planning ahead of time, because you have to let your cherries defrost and then you have to let them drain. So I'm going to bring you in close and we're going to get started. Okay guys, we are all set. I allowed my cherries to drain for a good 2 hours, and sometimes I wonder about ball recipes. I don't know. I got the amount of cherry juice that I should have, but there was nothing extra. So I'm not sure where they think we're going to get double the liquid. But at any rate, I ended up with 2 cups, which is what I need for the half a batch that I'm doing. So we're going to take our cherry juice that was drained from our cherries. To that, we're going to add 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, a half a cup of clear gel, and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon if you're going to use it. I'm not sure about the cinnamon here, but they say to include it, so we'll put a little bit in. For the full recipe, it's 1/4 of a teaspoon, so half recipe is going to be 1/8. We'll see how that tastes and if we like it. So we're going to whisk all that together until it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to turn on our heat up to medium-high, and we're going to bring this to a boil, and we're going to boil it until it starts to thicken. You want to make sure that you are whisking often, probably more like constantly. We don't want anything to burn or stick on the bottom of our pan. And you want to make sure you're using a pan that's big enough to also add your cherries to this mixture. Okay guys, I've brought my clear gel mixture to a boil, and you can tell it, you can definitely tell it's starting to thicken. So now what we want to do is we want to add our little bottled lemon juice. That's 1/8 of a cup. And then I'm going to add a splash of Di Serono or whatever liqueur you want to use, if you want to use that. Mix that in, stirring constantly. We want this to boil for about a minute. And as you can tell, it's going to get super thick. All right, and then after a minute, now it's time to add our reserved cherries. And we're going to fold those in, and we're just going to bring this back up to a boil. So gently fold those in. We don't want to cook it really, we just want to get everything heated through. Once it returns to a boil, then you are all set for canning. Once you are set for canning, once it's returned to a boil and you are set for canning, you want to remove it from the heat because obviously we do not want to overcook our pie filling. Guys, we are all set for canning. I have 3 quarts of simmering water in the bottom of my steam canner per the instructions on my steam canner. If you are water bath canning, you want to make sure you have enough simmering water in the bottom of your canner to cover your jars by at least an inch after your jars are inside the canner. So we want to fill our jars. Remember what I said about how clear gel tends to expand. I'm going to leave like 1.5 inches of headspace. You do want to make sure you are using hot jars. I washed my jars and rinsed them well, and I'm keeping them hot inside of my canner. I'm using ball lids today, so I just washed my lids and I've sat them aside. Make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions for whatever lids you are using. All right, once you get your jars filled to about 1.5 inches of headspace, you're going to take a debubbling tool, plastic butter knife, or chopstick to release your air bubbles. And then you're going to clean your rims. I like to dip my paper towel in white vinegar. Then we're going to center our lids and add our bands to fingertip tight. Then in the canner they go. Okay guys, I ended up with 3.5 pints. I was expecting 4 because the full recipe is supposed to make 8, so I was shooting for 4. I didn't quite get there. Ball recipes, you just never know. In my opinion, it's a crapshoot with them. Sometimes you get what they say, sometimes you don't. So anyway, I got 3.5, which is close to what we were trying to get. Anyway, I have them in my steam canner. If you're water bath canning, like I said, you want to make sure that you have enough water in your canner to cover your jars by at least 1 inch. You want your water to be at a full rolling boil for water bath canning before you start your processing time. For steam canning, there is a dial gauge on top of your steam canner that tells you when to start your processing time. You should be in your green zone for your altitude, and we are going to process for 35 minutes. Again, we don't want it boiling too vigorously throughout the canning process. So you just want to maintain the full rolling boil, or maintain being in your green zone on your dial gauge of your steam canner throughout the canning process. So make sure you adjust your heat accordingly. Process for 35 minutes and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, we are all done. I processed for 35 minutes like I told you. Again, there are no processing times for quart jars. That's just for pints only. Or you can always go down in size. I told you I had 1/2 pint jar, so I did can 1.5 pint jar. It's totally fine to go down in size. You just have to process for the same amount of time. So I just want to show it to you. I want you to see how much it expanded in the jar. See, it's almost all the way to the top. So be careful with your headspace whenever you're using clear gel and canning up pie filling, because it does really expand during the canning process. This is going to be fantastic, obviously, to make a beautiful cherry pie. Don't forget, if you are a single or an empty nester, grab you some of these little pie tins on Amazon. They will be linked in the description box below my video. It's also great as a cake filling, for pancakes for a special breakfast, turnovers for breakfast, or if you're like me, you can eat it straight from the jar when you have a sweet tooth. So anyway, this was a fun project. It's really easy to do. I think I will can up more. It seems to me, just keep in mind that it seems to me that the amounts Ball gave is going to be a little bit on the higher end. I would expect if you did the full recipe, you're going to end up with more like 6 pints instead of 8 if you do the full recipe. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me today. If you have any comments or questions, leave them for me in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Happy Valentine's Day. Mwah.